One thing I really hate when I hear recordings of myself is like I can hear the sounds inside my mouth, which is unpleasant. It's very unpleasant. We'll just ignore that and say hello, welcome to my studio. It's the weekend. We survived another week. And this weekend we have a goal of completing a pretty little painting. I just heard that mouth sound again. Lovely. So in order to reach the goal of making a pretty little painting, we have to plan it out. So let me show you how to do that. We're gonna plan a painting and complete it, and it's gonna be fun. So let's go. The first thing you want to worry about is sizing. So you can either choose a size of the canvas, or there's another option where you get a reference photo and then choose a size based on the reference photo. So if your reference photo is like a 4x5, that would convert to an 8x10. But I'm actually gonna do the first option. So I'm gonna use a guillotine to cut some stencils, which is really fun and scary. Yeah. I have my handy dandy guillotine here with us, and it has a big
That scared me.
It has a big scary blade, and I'm just gonna take some scrap paper and cut out a couple of sizes. I already got two sizes. I got a square. It's a 4x4, and then I got a 7x5. So the last size that I need is a 4x5, and it's gonna correspond with all of these canvases, and you're gonna see the purpose of this very soon. I promise it's gonna make sense. Stand back. Maybe that was a little too dramatic. Alrighty. We did it! I'm still pretty new to talking to a camera, so every time I record a bit, I look back at it to make sure it's not cringe. So far, not so good. And the lighting in here is terrible, and I hate it. I'm sorry. I'm gonna try and fix it when I edit. Alright, check this out. Now we have 3 stencils that correspond with the sizes of our canvases. So I'm actually going to show you what the purpose of these are right now. You're just going to want a nice big sketchbook like this and your 3 stencils. And you can probably already guess what the next part is. You're going to trace your stencils onto the page. I low-key kind of feel like this is stupid. But we must prevail. I'm sorry that it took so long to get to the fun part. But now we need to think of what we want to fill in these shapes with. So like whatever you like to draw. And what I like to draw is like snails and butterflies and scorpions and bugs and candy and cute little silly stuff, you know? So that's what I'm gonna do. I feel so warm and happy inside right now because we have completed the second part of the process, which was to sketch out some thumbnails. And now I'm going to show them to you, and we're going to have to decide which one we're going to turn into a painting. Up first, we have a cute little snail who's on a path to a dreamy castle in the background. For the little details on the side, I just did some leaves, and that's going to be like clouds and trees. And this one's kind of a little personal story because he's like on a journey, and I kind of have a story about a journey that I've been on. So I don't know if I'm going to do this one or if I'm going to save it for like a more dedicated video. Up next, we have this simple little drippy cute butterfly with a little bit of a frame around it. And I don't know about this one. I'm not so sure about this one because I'm nervous about trying to get it like perfectly symmetrical and centered on the canvas. So I kind of suck at that. So we might save that for when I'm feeling more brave. And last, we have a teddy bear, which is kind of like my signature character, is just drawing like a teddy bear head, except this one's looking crazy. And he's eating a teddy bear ice cream, and they're both dripping because I've been like on a drip kick lately. And I really like the background too. I just love the swirly background. So guess what, guys? I think we have our winner! Now, I need to do a good job explaining this next part because you're going to want to take a good picture, and I would suggest using your phone. Actually, yeah, you should use your phone for this because that's the only way it'll work. But you take a picture, and then you put a grid on top of it, and then you will correspond that picture with the grid onto your canvas. So you'll have to put like a grid on your canvas too to transfer the drawing, and that's going to be maybe challenging for some of you. I know it's going to be really hard for me because I suck. But anyways, let's get the drawing on the canvas and get it done. We're just going to go to our camera and we're going to try to get it nice and flat, and we're going to snap a photo. Then you just go to the photo and we're going to edit and we're going to crop, and you're going to choose a square because that is what it is, obviously. And when I zoom in, you see those lines that are on there, like the grid? I'm going to take a screenshot of that, and then I'm going to crop this photo. So now I have the version of the photo with the grid on it, and that is exactly what we need. And we're going to save that to photos. Yay! As you can see, I put a grid on my canvas, and is it perfect? Absolutely not, but it doesn't have to be perfect because it's just like a general position of where it needs to be. Now we just put the drawing on there, and don't worry because it erases. Use pencil. Use pencil to sketch your design. You can erase it if you need to. So let's get the sketch on the canvas. We did it, guys. We got the sketch onto the canvas. Look how amazing it looks. Okay, I know what you're thinking. It looks really smudgy and ugly and fugly, but we're gonna use some of this, which is going to seal that pencil drawing, and so when you go over it with paint, it will not smudge or smear or mix with the paint in any way, and it's going to be like it was never there in the first place. And we're going to get all those details in there and stuff too, don't worry. It just wasn't necessary for this part. So let's go ahead and spray it with this, and then it's finally going to be ready for paint. It's a new day. And guess what? It's dry. Dried overnight, and now it's finally ready for paint. And that means we have to choose a color palette, which I probably should have already mentioned, but at least I'm talking about it now. So for this painting, I'm thinking pastels. Pastel blues, purples, pinks, greens. You know, the same thing I always frickin' do. And we're gonna go along and finish this painting today. Hopefully, fingers crossed. So let's see how it turns out. This is hands down probably the worst painting I've ever done. And I couldn't honestly tell you what's wrong with it because I don't know. I don't know if it's the colors or the composition or the fact that the bear looks
creepy as hell.
But I guess I'll just go ahead and show it to you. I said this video was how to plan a painting, okay? I didn't say that we were going to execute a masterpiece. This is how we learn though, folks. This is how we experiment and figure out what not to do. So without further ado, let me show you this pretty painting. This painting made me want to freaking cry, but my fiance says that he likes it, so it's okay now. Okay, bye.